afternoon, good evening, greetings to each and every one of us. Those who are here live with us and those who are live on YouTube, we appreciate you joining us today on Deep Dive. And today is Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. We are so honored and blessed to be starting this webinar with a wonderful signature tune by Queen Lerato Shadare, one of our global ambassadors. And Dr. Derek is going to play that tune for us. Thank you, Dr. Derek, for the lovely images that you add to In It to Win It. Over to you.
Your next stop is Unpassive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Derek. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome again. Well, we're moving into the mindset for the day. And I can see a lot of our beautiful queens who are in the house. Welcome, Queen Benny, and our mindset speaker for the day, Queen Toni. You look so adorable with your new looks. So our mindset speaker for the day, we see her smiling so beautifully out here, is Queen Toni Coleman. She is a pastor, an international speaker, and an entrepreneur. Today she has some very nice, she calls them golden nuggets sometimes when she has to speak, to share with us. S.W.O.T, the innovation of business, is her topic for the day. Without further ado, let's welcome her, and please pay keen attention to her presentation because she is a marvelous person, a very great editor of that magazine. And she's going to talk about it in the end, but it's also listed on our flyer in case you're trying to see what she does, the type of work that Queen Toni does with Dr. T, helping our communities in various aspects of life. So welcome, Queen Toni. Over to you.
Hey, thank you, Queen Debbie. And it's an honor being before the brand ambassadors, kings and queens. And well, I will start. I won't be before you long. And it's basically something that I teach in the step up classes. It's a part of the business plan. And so it has everything to do with keeping track of your business. SWOT, the innovation of businesses, is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that a business would go through or have to go against. So, what I wanted to share in the beginning is that there's another part of the business plan called the market analysis. And a market analysis is the studies, it studies the attractiveness and the dynamics of a special market within a special industry. And it is part of the industry analysis, and thus it in turn of the global environmental analysis. And so in short, the market analysis shows you the strength and weaknesses of the market, the changes, what other businesses are doing, the most popular practices of most businesses in your genre, your business genre. So then I wanted to go into the SWOT, and that's where the SWOT comes in. So in order to do a SWOT report on your business, you would first have to know the market for your business. For example, I have a publishing company, Diadem Literary Services. And when I first started my company, I basically was prepping books for other publishing houses. I would also help authors develop their stories, set up their books, show them how to prep them, have cover sheets and stuff like that. And sometimes I would give them reputable publishing houses they could send their books to. As time progressed and the ebooks came out, so in ebooks being popular, I did a market analysis to find out how popular. And come to find out, they had become very popular. So I knew that if I didn't learn to do an ebook, that would end up being a weakness and a threat against my business. So I had to learn to do ebooks. And that's what the market analysis helps you to do. You find out what other like companies or businesses are doing, what they have done that's brand new, some of their practices and things, and then you're able to go back and find out what strengths you have. And that's what SWOT means. It means the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. I count strengths, okay? So the strengths are things your business is already doing well, in short. And when you, the thing with me is that, yeah, I have strengths in the publishing field. I know how to do a lot of things that some publishing houses may not do. I know how to um, meter poetry. And metering poetry is finding the rhythm of a poem and sticking to it. So if there are 4 stanzas, for example, then if one stanza has a rhythm of, and it's the syllables, like strength is 1 syllable. Um, uh, business is 2, okay? It has 2 syllables, business. And so in poetry, you try to, you may have 1 stanza in syllables 868, 8, I mean 8688. And so all the stanzas would have to match that type of rhythm. So I had to learn that. Um, other publishing houses may not know that. And uh, my forte is business manuals and standard operating procedures, and especially in technology, because I used to be in computer operations and programming and all of that stuff. So I know a lot about that field. When it came, 20, 30 years ago. Well, long story short, when I went to do my market analysis, I found out what strengths I had in comparison to other companies that were publishing houses. I found out too what they lacked, because some publishing houses can be so large that they don't have a personal touch. It's hard to get a hold of someone, and it's almost never that you get a hold of the same person. So I'm one person, and whoever my clients are, they will always be able to get a hold of me, and we can, from the start to the finish, go through their books, ideas. We can go through with brainstorming and all of that stuff. And so that's a strength of my business that most businesses may not have. Weaknesses. And these are areas where your business could improve, and maybe areas that your business should have in place that may not have in place because of maybe lack of experience, lack of personnel, whatever the case may be. And so I count weaknesses as an opportunity for growth. And as long as there is an opportunity for growth, then you don't know what those innovations you may grow in your growth, you may find that there are other areas that are unique that you can adapt into your business that would add to your strengths. So I count the weaknesses as opportunities of growth. opportunities of innovation. And innovation is the growth of and the changes and the upgrades that you put in your business. And so SWOTs can help you do that. And then opportunities. Opportunities are areas you can take advantage of now. These could be new resources available to you. Uh, I am always looking for opportunities. When I first started my publishing business, because I knew how to do 501c3s, because I knew the steps in starting a business. And a lot of people I found didn't know that, didn't know how to start their businesses. So I learned how to start 501c3s, LLCs, partnerships, what all was required. And when I found out how much it could run in trying to get something like these types businesses in place, then that became a strength because I could charge a lot less than the lawyers and everyone else. Okay, so it became a strength. An opportunity can also become a strength. Okay, and then threats. I count threats as opportunities too, and an opportunity to adapt new practices into your business, because when you see what other businesses are doing, sometimes you can get new ideas and new ways of doing things. You may look into a business and they may do they may be doing something that you haven't yet incorporated into your business, and as you're in the process of incorporating that, then here comes innovation. You figure out shortcuts. You see the shortcuts. If you have one of those minds that's very analytical, and then you count all of the experience that you have acquired through the years in doing what you do, and maybe other things that you've done, you can put them all together and come up with a brand new innovative way of doing the thing that you're trying to incorporate into your business. And so threats are anything that could negatively impact your business from the outside, or any obstacles your business currently faces. Okay, and so your market analysis and um, uh, what other companies are doing, and opportunities to grow, opportunities that come up with even when you hire in someone that may have an ability that could bring innovation into your company. Okay, it could be hiring in someone with a new skill set, or brainstorming and finding out better ways of doing things in your business. When I was in years ago, when I was in property management, and what we used to do is shop other properties. And so we would choose a well-known property that was prospering in whatever, they were doing, and preferably um, uh, we would choose properties that were similar to ours. And we would pretend to be looking for an apartment, and we would take note of how they received us, what questions they asked, if they offered information, their hospitality, the way that they were hospitable to us, and how they walk through a unit, and that type of thing. And we would take our little notes and go back to our office. I was a property manager and I had an assistant manager that would take over anytime I wasn't there. And we would sit down and we would figure out, okay, what is it that they had that we need to adapt, or that isn't necessary for us to have a coffee center or a water dispenser, or should we have a form for them to fill out on what they would like to see, um, in an apartment, or, um, you know, we would brainstorm. And as an example, well, as a result, we had contests for the best Christmas decorations. We had all sorts of workshops for the kids, stranger danger, and all sorts of stuff that we had acquired by visiting other properties, seeing what flyers and activities they were giving their own, making available to their own residents. And we improved our resident retention. We had a waiting list for our apartments that was 3 years long. So, in us shopping and finding out what other businesses were doing, we were able to improve what we ourselves were trying to achieve in the area of um, resident retention and drawing new residents to our property, and that sort of thing. And so, your SWOT, the two things that a business should have, or the information that a business should always look into, is your marketing analysis, and you should have a SWOT report. Okay, and in ending, there was a news broadcast during the COVID, and well, I need to share one other thing as well. During COVID, there were businesses, because of what they were going through and because they wanted to keep their businesses, a lot of businesses went to online. And then there were those that had changed and created new innovative ways of doing what they do, and they were able to survive. And then those that were determined to make no changes, we're going to wait this thing out, or we're going to see if we can get customers to come, and we'll have our masks on and our gloves and all of that. And a lot of those businesses, regardless of what they were trying to do, because they weren't that innovative in adapting, they lost their businesses. But in the area of our Step Up program, the original program was held in the library, and it was in person. So no matter where the kids lived, if they wanted to be in the program, they would have to come physically to the library. And we had kids that were out of state coming. It was one in Ohio and the borderline of Ohio, and they would drive every Monday to drop off their kid, and then they would stay in the state doing whatever the parent would while the kid was in class. Well, when COVID came along, we had a meeting, and the idea of Zoom meetings came up in that meeting. And so we started having Step Up on Zoom. And as a result, here's the innovation. When COVID was over, we wanted to be able to have the kids that were too far away, who wanted to be part of Step Up, but they could never get a ride there. We ended up providing Zoom to these kids. So now we have an in-house at the library class, and then we have Zoom. Kids that are on Zoom who maybe this last summer we had, or the summer before, I believe, we had kids from New York and Texas on the line. And when we had our adult session, and the adults are all online, but because of COVID was a threat that we turned into an opportunity. And so now we can have more kids attend Step Up, because regardless of where they live, they can be on Zoom. And so in essence, SWOT, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities can be anything. You know, one thing that I tell my students is never walk into a situation with the idea that it's hard. Because if you walk into a situation thinking that it's hard, it's going to be hard. But if you walk in saying, oh, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to learn something new and ace it. And ace it. Because our minds, I heard that there isn't enough paper on planet Earth to write down the information that we can contain in our minds. A computer couldn't even do it. That's how much information we can keep in our minds. And if we, again, if we walk into a situation thinking that it's not going to be a difficult thing, when we look at a problem, and I'll end with this, I used to have bosses and trainers tell me that every problem has an answer. There's always a solution to every problem. It may not always be the solution we want it to be, but every problem has a solution. And that is it. And I hope you all enjoyed the presentation. I just love business and information and all of that. So I'll get excited over sharpening a pencil a new way. So, okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you too. I knew you were going to nail it, and you definitely did. Yes, there are always several ways to do a thing. If you give that to mathematicians, there's not a single way to solve a problem for mathematicians. They will do it one way, and they can do it so many other ways, and they will tell you no one is better than other. What matters is the end result. So in your case and everything you've done, you always find the end result. And property management, I tell you, there's nothing than seeing how the faces of your occupants change when you just give them a little thing to look forward to. Just a little thing like putting flowers in areas that brightens that particular location, or changing the furniture or the carpet in that area. You just got the right things. As you said, always finding different ways to sharpen your pencil makes you
Yeah.
happy. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, I will just pause. We still have some time. If you have any observation for for Queen Dr. T, yes, Queen Dr. Toni, please. You can go ahead and do that now. I know Dr. Benny may want to go before her presentation, or later on, Dr. Benny, please. Thank you.
If you have anyone first, no. If not, I can do it. No problem. I can do it. Okay, great. Hey, I would say magnificent mindset. Before I proceed, welcome my queens and kings around the globe. I just want to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing all of us this evening. It is very important for us to understand the importance of the person, even though we don't see his face, who created us in his image. I just want to thank him for the air that I'm breathing. And I believe I want to thank him for the air that you all are breathing. Isn't it, Queen, our only Queen Pastor Antoinette? Yes,
Yes.
extraordinary mindset when it comes to this, your market analysis. Market analysis in business. Wow. So it is the study of market within an industry.
Yes.
I like what you said, that when people like us walk into a situation and we believe that it's going to be hard, it will be hard,
It will be.
difficult,
Yes.
if you believe that it's going to be, right?
Right.
But in your mind said, if you believe that, oh, it's too easy. I do have a boss, right? He always
Yes.
said, it's too easy. I said, why do you say it's too easy? He said, because he knows it's too easy. So in your mind, if you say it's too easy, when you enter that exam room, it'll be easy. But
Yes.
before entering the exam room, please, I beg you, at least study, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
because, some of us, sometimes we just pray, 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 right?
Yes.
But if you said, Father, help me to pass this exam without studying, now I don't know if he is going to help you. They say that God help those who help themselves,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you make us to also understand that during COVID-19 distracted a lot of people. It did to me
Yes.
too. That's why I became fat in 20. I'm serious. No,
I did
sometimes good
too.
to, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
COVID-19, we don't have to step outside. We couldn't go out. We were afraid to even breathe. Hey,
Mhm.
but I just want to thank God that all of us are fine today. And I know that your
Yeah.
students will do well if they believe and if they know in their mind that it's easy, they will do it, right?
I got to add this, that when I in anything that I do, I pray. And for example, 501c3s, they're easy, but it's a lot of work. And when you look at all the work, that can kind of frighten you. So when I first did my first 501c3 and I looked at the whole thing, it looked hard. But then the Spirit of God told me, He says, take one line at a time, answer the question. If it asks for backup, do the backup then. And by the time I was done with the application, I had all of my papers. And when I got done with whatever that question that I said yes to required, when I got done with it, I went to the next question. But people look at it and they're saying, oh, I've got to do these 50 sheets. I have to go and do the research. Oh my goodness, it's overwhelming and all that. And all we have to do is walk in saying, I'll take one thing at a time, one step at a time. When a baby gets ready to walk, and I remember the first day I walked, I saw what they did to my brother, my big brother, and I had determined I was not going to walk because it looked hard. But when I started walking, when I took those first 2 or 3 steps, I realized it wasn't as hard. When we're kids and we watch people driving, we say we couldn't possibly do that. But when we learned how to drive, we realized it wasn't as hard. Okay. And you're right. We have to study. We have to know. We have to learn. And then that's the big plus that makes it not so hard. So I just
Um,
had to.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you so much. I will give it to the next person, because if you want me to continue, I will continue to talk, but we have to cut it off and give it to the next person to proceed. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie, for giving me the opportunity. Excellent presentation or mindset. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. We love your background today. Whatever it is, it's just awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Queen Toni, you know, I'm just listening to you today, and the last thing about your 501c and what you went through. With my 501c, I can align with you. It's not an easy thing to do. I've been doing it for this is my 4th year. It's a challenge. But if you give up, you will never succeed. So, as you rightfully say, just do one at a time and move on. And I hope that when Unpassive comes and we have to learn what to do to get ourselves into our business, we're going to take it in strides. Instead of looking at the bigger picture, you start from the lowest part of it. We appreciate you, and we hope that your Step Up program will continue to grow. And I've promised so many, each time you present, I say I'll reach out to you about writing, editing. Now I'm going to reach out to you about 501c. So you have a lot of nuggets to share with us. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to, at this stage, present our next speaker, who is none other than Queen Dr. Benny, who is going to present to us for the 13th time since the beginning of 2025, her knowledge, sharing her knowledge of cybersecurity with us. And as much as she's passionate about Unpassive, she's also passionate about this topic because that's her area of specialization. And we are so blessed that she has been religiously presenting on this platform for a very long time, and also thanking our God for giving her to us, and for us having her in our midst. Queen Dr. Benny, thank you so much for your generous time, and I'm going to pass it over to you so we can hear what you have in store for us today in terms of cybersecurity.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie McCormick. Oh, you know how Dr. Derry would say, "Has King, has a King McCormick." All right. Thank you. Last time I said I was going to continue with a cybersecurity plan for small business owner. And I started with the importance of the cybersecurity for business owners, which I stated that in today's digital world, you have the cyber threat. The threats are occurring every day, right? They are not just a concern for large business or large corporation, but it's also a concern for small businesses, right? That are increasingly targeted, right? By what? You know, those hackers or cyber criminals. Due to what? The weaker security measures that is happening within industries upon industries. And I talked about why is cybersecurity important, that it protects sensitive data. Small businesses, they do handle confidential customers and business data. I talked about the financial losses, ensuring business continuity. And I think I ended with step 5, which was to monitor. I ended with step 5, like to monitor the employees' performance. Continuation, I will continue with step 6, that to create an incident response plan and build a team. So if you don't mind, I am going to share my screen. Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. King Carlton, I appreciate you. Yes, sir. Let's see, hold on. Go to here, show optimization. I better see. I hope you guys are seeing. I don't even see. Do you see anything?
Yes,
Queen?
we're seeing. Yes, we see your screen.
But I'm not even seeing it.
Really?
Yes.
We're
I
seeing
can see it.
your presentation. Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I want to make sure. Let me see if I put this and I share it. Will I see it myself? Perfect. Whew. All right. So this is where I ended, right? Step 5. But now I am going to step 6 about creating incidents response plan. I noticed that I created an incident response plans also at my job. I just created a template for it. You're creating a template just to make sure that should in case something happens, you know how you would plan with your team members, how you guys are going to work together to make sure that you take care of that incident. So you develop a response plan, which is to establish how your company or any either small business or large company will respond to different cyber threat, including the data breaches, ransomware attack, right? Now, it includes a way to identify and classify attacks, as well as necessary recovery steps. Okay. Building a response team, you recover from the attack, right? You recover from the attack, which include what? The IT, that's information technology team, the legal team for compliance issue, if there is any issue within the company. There you have a legal team that will work on it. You have public relations department. I know Queen Debbie knows that as internal HR department. I believe that is your environment for employee related issues and the C-suite executive. What? In order for them now to manage the process, you ensure that everyone responsibility are clearly defined and that they can access the personnel and the tools that they need, right? It also involves what? Internal and external stakeholder to help you manage crisis situation such as data breach. Your response team also may need to what? To service and support an external stakeholder like investors. You guys know about investors, right? Cybersecurity consultants, I believe I am one of them. And then law enforcement contact, forensic analysis, crisis management, expert and insurance broker. I believe Queen Pastor Antoinette knows some of this. Depending on your cybersecurity budget, if you really have enough budget, consider offering what? Retainers to most essential external stakeholders to ensure their immediate availability in case what? The worst happen within your company. Prepare what? A communication plan. What I know is that when it comes to communication, despite the fact that you need to have the plan, communication is very, very important in your relationship with your clients, with your employees, with the external stakeholders. Now, you also have to manage and share the information with customers and regulators and prepare what? The press release and script for your customer service team, right? Review a security policy. As we all know, there is when you go to any job, right? There is always a policy and procedure written for you and I to follow. Update your threat intelligence. Task a team member with a monitoring cybersecurity news and emerging threat, staying informed about the attacks, threat, and changing the data protection regulation will provide what? A valuable insight for your periodic policy review. Continuously monitoring and adapt your plan. When you monitor the effectiveness of your technical and human firewalls, right? You assess the numbers of security incidents if any incident has ever occurred within your organization. You use this information now to update and to adapt to your security program in order for you to ensure the highest level of protection, because it is important for you to protect your business. But according to the Identity Theft Resource Center in 2023, we talk about the Business Impact Report. There were 73% of the small businesses that were targeted in cybersecurity incidents in the previous 12 months. However, but according to Amazon Web Services, as we all know about Amazon, 35% of the Small Businesses Administration says security isn't an area of strategic priority. So this disconnect is concerning because all businesses should what? Prioritize cybersecurity protection and understand the emerging threat. So here, let's look at the significant cybersecurity risk. As you all know, I'm not going to spend that much time with this. We have phishing attacks. You guys already know about the phishing attacks, right? That an unknown email is being sent to you, and they ask you to click on the attachment. As you know, you need to know who sent you that email. Do not click on any email attachment, please. Right? Let's see. Next, we talk about identity theft. As you all know, hey, identity theft is a theft of a personnel or company financial detail to set up loans, credit card, and what? Trade accounts in someone's name. Distributed denial of service, DDoS attack. It is really overwhelming. Then you have software vulnerability exploitation. What does it do? It occurs when hackers, they access the computer network as they are doing every day that haven't applied the software patches. As I have always informed you guys that since you guys are utilizing your cell phone, whenever an update comes from the manufacturer, please update your cell phone, the patches as well. Thank you. Next, we have malware. You have cyber extortion, which involves hackers now copying your sensitive information. Now you have data diddling. It involves what? Altering what? Your data as it's input into the computer. So when you insert your information into the system, data diddling, it will create a financial benefit. So an example is like the payroll credit record and the inventory record. They are vulnerable to this type of attacks. Then you guys know I have talked about Internet of Things, but with time, I can bring more information about Internet of Things hacks. Cybersecurity, they use Internet of Things in order to what? To hack into access of the computers, corporate computers network via fully protected security cameras, the printers. You know, some companies, they don't even want to buy new printers. They don't want to buy new security because they're trying to save their money. It is stated that prevention is better than cure. So we should not be too selfish now. Man in the middle attack victims. They fool into thinking they are communicating with someone they know. For example, a hacker may pretend to be your property lawyer and send an email asking you to transfer your property deposit into what? Into a specific account. So that is why I said if somebody sent you that email, you need to, first of all, hopefully you have the phone number, right, of your property lawyer. You should have the phone number. You need to call him and find out whether was he the one that sent you that email, right? Next, we have password attacks. Hackers will use password attacks to access individuals or companies' computer network, online account as well. They may use brute force attack, or they may troll social media. Do you know a lot of us, we are utilizing social media, right? We have to be careful. And website, what they do is that they go to their social media and they gather information about you and I when it comes to password, guess password. So we need to learn how to create long password, a password that does not include your name, a password that does not include your children's name as well. Thank you. So, what does your business have that criminals want, cyber criminal wants? Guess what? Customer payment details. If they are not encrypted, trouble comes. So unencrypted debit or credit card information is less valuable than it's used to be because banks are getting better at spotting and stopping fraudulent payment. Oh, yes, it has happened. Well, to me. Your company's identity. So many cyber criminals attempt to change companies' detail held at a government agency to open what accounts with supplier and then order goods or take out loans from a financial situation. Money in the bank. Now, although successful checking account breaches are rare, cyber gangs can still cause significant financial damages to businesses with ransomware and phishing attacks. You guys noted that, right? Phishing attacks. I believe we do have insurance. Cyber security insurance. It is a type of business insurance that provides what? Compensation for incidents investigation, data recovery, computer system restoration, income lost, reputational damage, ransom paid, and notification costs. So cyber insurance, it provides what? Or providers, they're growing along with the threat of cyber crimes. Extended cybersecurity insurance also include what? Coverage for legal bill incurred to defend yourself against the claim related to the breach. The average cost of cyber insurance is about $1,740 per year or $145 per month, with the coverage ranging from 1 million to 5 million. So a cybersecurity plan protects your valuable data. Your businesses or your business houses, the sensitive information, right? Such as customer payment information and employees' personal detail. It also has what? Valuable intellectual property, including the product, the design, marketing strategy. So although, or I would say through cybersecurity plan, it is an investment now in your business future. By following the guide above, you can protect your asset, maintaining your customer trust, and give your business a competitive advantage. Cyber security planning is no longer an option, as you know. It is a necessity. Implementing a comprehensive cybersecurity plan with covers of the risk assessment, policy development, security controls, employee training, as you all know, as I stated last time, that it is very important for you to train your employees when it comes to your company, when it comes to phishing emails sent to your employees, right? And continuous monitoring, which is very important when it comes to, let me say, where I work. You have the risk management framework. Then it is a system development life cycle. So the last stage, the first is planning. The last is continuous monitoring. So they will have to hire someone when it comes to monitoring your database, right? And by taking these proactive measures, business can significantly what? Reduce their vulnerability to cyber threat and to ensure the safetiness and the continuity of the operation in the face of involving what? Challenges. To sum up all this information discussed, the very efficiently target firm, irrespective of their businesses, operation, and sizes. Therefore, a robust cybersecurity plan goes a long way to strengthen the company's credibility and a guide for your client. Yes, so for your information, cybersecurity breaches survey predict that 45% of the mid-sized firm will be subject to a cyber attack. And anyway, that was in 2024, most likely via what? Phishing. So this is where I got my information from, creating a cybersecurity plan for small businesses owner, 2024 data breach investigation report, and from Verizon, and how to protect your business from ransomware, business.com. Thank you all for listening. And cybersecurity, I would say, is very important, not only within this small community. Cybersecurity is important all over the world. Nobody should ever fool you. We need cybersecurity to protect our network, to protect the environment. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie, Queen Antoinette, Queen Rosalind, King Carlton. Thank you so much, Queen Pastor Antoinette. I love you all.
We love you too, Dr. Benny, so much, from head to toe, like Dr. Sue says. Yes, cybersecurity is very important, and training is the most vital thing that you can go through.
Oh,
I
yes.
do recall, depending on where you work, I know that in one of my jobs, you need a certain security clearance, and it requires you to do training every 90 days. You are trained, you train yourself, and you have to pass the final exam at a certain level, which proves that you are knowledgeable of your employer's requirement of what you're doing. And a lot of it is all computer based, regardless of what you're doing, whether you're part of a motor pool or you're part of the finance department. Every section is tied together with customer service, with the medical, with everyone. You've got to do that in every field. And it was very, very, and still is very helpful. And I can see that it helped a lot. And those who were there and are still there or doing their own things, it is part of your day-to-day life. Whatever businesses you do, training in how to protect even your family. Even your family, you've got to protect your little that you have. Otherwise, you have this, praise out there, they just snatch it away from you in the blink of an eye. So that training is very helpful, Dr. Benny. Don't take it for granted. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you, Queen Dr. Toni. Over to you.
Excellent presentation. I am thoroughly grateful for all the information that you give us. And I had a question.
Yeah.
Well, my printer is an HP printer, and it is connected to the website, the HP company. So I get my printing supplies and everything from them. I also have my um, fax machine connected. It's in my printer. It's part of my programming. And so anything, because I do sometimes in doing 501c3s, and I also do all sorts of financial reports, and that's the accounting in me, because I worked accounting for 7 years. And so yeah, I'm a jack of all trades. And I probably had 5 to 7 different careers, but in all 5 years and on. But I have my fax machine also as part of that package. So am I safe doing it that way from cyber attacks and
You
things?
are safe because it should in case anything happens, they will know. It will also attack them. So I believe that is being secured.
Okay.
That is my thinking, that it is being secured because since it is attached to them. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, anytime. Anytime. Thank you so much. Just wanted to communicate with Queen Debbie when she was talking about cyber security within when you in your, let me say, in my field, when it comes to the clearance, with that clearance, it's very tough that you cannot. That means even if I'm on the train, right? I cannot even take my badge on the train. You cannot. And you cannot take your cell phone upstairs into the building. You can't. Everything, you have to put everything into the locker. It is crucial. When it comes to the training, Queen Debbie, they told us to take 1 month for the training. And there were like 11 courses. Tough, very tough. And they expect you, if you need to have 80%, if you don't score, if you don't score 80%, you will go back and redo it again. So it's like every year. Now, when it comes to password security, it's instead of every 90 days, based upon National Institute of Standard and Technology, this company is doing 60 days. So it pissed me off, but I don't have a choice because
And
it's
in most cases, DrBenny, you're required to cram it. You're not supposed to write it and save it anywhere. You're required to cram it.
absolutely, sister. You are 100% correct. So I tried to memorize.
Mhm.
And since in that 60 days, remember that you have to also insert special characters and the
Mhm.
numbers, right?
Mhm.
Words,
Mhm.
numbers, special characters. So I use like 2 special characters um every 2 months. So I'm praying that I should have enough special characters. It is not easy when you are in that secure area.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
don't play. I don't play. That is why I just want everybody to understand, to know the importance of security. You
Yep.
may not think that security is important within your organization. Security is important everywhere, even inside your house, even
Mhm.
when you are driving. Remember, when you step out of the building, you don't know what is going to happen, right? And that is why we have to also create that incident response plan. Should in case anything occur, what do you do?
You
Anyway,
have to have a to-go bag.
yes, please. And there's another one like contingency plan. You plan for unforeseen circumstances. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie. Thank you, Queen Pastor Antoinette. I appreciate your.
Thank you, Dr. Benny and Queen Toni. Your question was educational. Now my 14-year-old computer is on its way out. So I need a new one. I promised myself a new one at the end of April.
Okay.
So I now know what to look for when I go to buy a new computer. I'm shopping in my mind, so I need to put it into action. So this is the time for questions and discussions. If you have any observation, remark, or question for Dr. Benny or for Dr. Toni, our mindset speaker, please, if you didn't do it earlier, this is the right time to do so. All right. Thank you, Queen JW. You're welcome. It's good to see you. Queen JW had a very nice comment about Queen Toni's presentation and also Dr. Benny's presentation. Nice having you with us as always, Queen JW, and everyone else who has signed in, including our brother Carlton. And I see that Bishop is in the house. And let me see, our Singapore, Malaysia representative, Brother Kumaran is in the house as well. Welcome, everyone. Well, we're a good 18 of us in this house. So, Dr. Benny, if I don't see any other hands, I will call on Queen Toni to give us a final word, and Dr. Benny, your final word. But let me check with Dr. Derek if he has anything before the final word from Queen Toni and Dr. Benny. Dr. Derek? All right, thank you. Queen Toni, please proceed with your final word, and thank you once more.
Okay, thank you. Knowing that the SWOT and the market analysis reports hand in hand can help bring innovation into your business. And every part of the SWOT, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats all can become an opportunity to build new ways of doing business that can increase profits and effective and efficiency. So, you know, it's great.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we hope you'll come back again.
Okay.
When your schedule permits. We appreciate that so much. And over to you, Queen Dr. B.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie McCormick. Thank you so much. As we all know, I will do my best to be here when it comes to cybersecurity. Building trust to the customers is very important. So customers expect their data to be secured, right? If you have your small business or larger company, you have to protect their data for them. Now, implementing cybersecurity measures, what it does is that it enhances the business credibility and it prevents what? The reputational damage from your company. Now, a cybersecurity plan is a business lifeline. So it is not just, like I said, it is not just for small or large corporation. It is also for small businesses, which are the prime target for cyber criminals. Now, without a proper protection, right? A single data breach, phishing scam, as I've always been talking about the phishing scam when it comes to those phishing emails, we have to be very careful. Or a ransom attack, it can result into a financial loss, reputational damage, and business closure. So by following this business, or should I say the cybersecurity checklist, small businesses, they can proactively prevent cyber threat, build their customer trust, and ensure what? The business continuity. By investing into the cyber securities today is an investment into the future of success for any small business or large corporation. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you again on this same continuation of cybersecurity training next Tuesday. Appreciate that. That will be part 14. So please, everyone, make note. She's available on this forum every Tuesday, and it's an educational topic that you should not afford to miss if your schedule permits. At this stage, we're going to say thank you to all our viewers on YouTube and those who are here and those who will be listening in the future because their schedules will permit them to do so. We appreciate you joining us, and we just want to take this opportunity to remind you that we meet on this platform same time every Tuesday and Thursday, but on Thursday mornings, we meet with Singapore, Malaysia at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you're unaware of that, I'm just mentioning those that we work with, but there's several webinars out there. On Mondays, we have Queen Miriam Edwards on Mindset Monday in the evenings at 6 p.m. And on Wednesdays, we have Queen Julie Pierre Empowering Humanity at 7 p.m. And on Sundays, we have the Dream Team at 12:45 p.m. Depending on your location, all the times I mentioned are Eastern Daylight Time, but if you are in other locations, usually the flyers will have the times, or you can convert based on your geographic location. So we thank you so much for joining us once more, and we're going to say goodbye to our YouTube viewers as we continue the webinar at this stage with the after party version of our webinar, which is where everybody joins to sing and relax and or listen to good music and every other fun thing that we love to do on the platform. So goodbye to our YouTube viewers, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Blessings of the day. And Queen Nadu and Bishop will be the ones piloting the next segment of the webinar. And I see them in their house. You're most welcome.